Hello friends, in this lesson we'll talk about cabinet committees. You see, in the constitution there is no provision for cabinet committees. You will never find any article with respect to cabinet committees. So you can remember that these cabinet committees are created or set up under rules of business. Rules of business in the parliament, there is rules of business. Under this rules of business, cabinet committees are formed. Usually, cabinet committees are of two types. One is standing committee, next is ad hoc committee. Standing committees are very, permanent in nature, while ad hoc committees are temporary in nature. And cabinet committees are set up by Prime Minister, and their membership varies from 3 to 8. Usually, only cabinet ministers are part of cabinet committees. However, non-cabinet ministers are not debarred from membership. Non-cabinet members can also be members of cabinet committees. Mostly cabinet committees are headed by Prime Minister. Sometimes cabinet ministers like Home Minister, Finance Minister, they can be also chairman of few cabinet committees. However, Prime Minister is head of maximum number of cabinet committees. Right? This is the point you have to remember. And cabinet committees not only sort out issues and formulate proposals for consideration of cabinet, but also take decisions. Simply you should remember, cabinet committees sort out issues, they also formulate proposals for the consideration of cabinet, also they take decisions. However, cabinet can review the decisions of cabinet committees. Now we'll talk about various cabinet committees. Right now we have many cabinet committees, but only 6 cabinet committees are now in functional condition, like number 1, Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs, 2, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, 3, Appointments Committee of Cabinet, 4, Cabinet Committee on Security, 5, Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs, 6, Cabinet Committee on Accommodation. Right? So there are 6 cabinet committees which are now in functioning condition, and we'll discuss now the functions of cabinet committees. Let's start with the Political Affairs Committee. Political Affairs Committee deals all policy matters pertaining to domestic or international affairs. And next is Economic Affairs Committee. Economic Affairs Committee directs and coordinates the governmental activities in the economic sphere. Then Appointments Committee. Appointments Committee decides all higher level appointments in the Central Secretariat, public enterprises, banks, and also financial institutions. And one of the important committee now we'll discuss, Parliamentary Affairs Committee. Parliamentary Affairs Committee looks after the progress of government business in the parliament. Right? You see, here you have to remember that Prime Minister is head of Political Affairs Committee, Economic Affairs Committee, and Appointments Committee. You should remember. However, Parliamentary Affairs Committee is headed by Home Minister. And among all cabinet committees, most important is your Political Affairs Committee. Question may be asked, which of the following cabinet committees or committee is most important, or which of the following committee is called super cabinet? That's your Political Affairs Committee. So Political Affairs Committee, most important committee, that is called super cabinet. Apart from cabinet committees, several groups of ministers have been constituted to look into the different matters, subjects. However, this is not so much essential. There are 21 groups of ministers, various types of groups of ministers. This is not required. So you should remember only cabinet committees. I have already explained two types of cabinet committees: standing committees, permanent committees. Ad hoc committees, they are temporary committees, and they are set up by prime minister. And cabinet committees are not found in the constitution. Cabinet committees membership of cabinet committees varies from 3 to 8, and most of the cabinet committees are headed by prime minister. This is the thing you have to remember for exam point of view. I hope you got all these points. Wish you happy learning. Thank you very much.